start with breaking news from Hollywood. People stabbed. Coming to a stop out here. The door is open. This guy is getting out of the vehicle. Oh, he's got a gun. He has got a gun. Yeah. This is not going to end very well. That's why I'm voting for Airport City. Sunday with Brian Suits on KFI.
Super hyperlocal Sunday, KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk, and it is of course, our 29th annual live Oscar extravaganza, and not annually. You understand? Last year we did 29 days in a row. That's what I'm saying. So this will be 30 of Oscar talk. It is local. We're not going to get too much into it, but who did we delegate watching it in real time? So we just saw Best Actress. So the actual Best Picture is the last thing. So this might actually be on time. It started approximately 5, and we're 3 hours plus minutes into it. Producer Joey Murata, who did we assign to watch this live? So Best Picture is what we're waiting for. Is that right?
Just Best Picture.
That was Best Actress. This came out, and Olivia Colman. If you saw The Favorite, I liked it. It's a good historic movie, and it was actually funny. You could watch it, but a little too much fisheye lens crap going on. I mean, you don't see. I'm not a fish. You don't actually see the world in 180 degrees, and that got old in the first half of the movie. We will be joined at 8:30 with our Oscar expert, and that is a person who can sit on not a free couch, but a very expensive couch somewhere in Hollywood and give us her impressions after hopefully a lot of gin and or vodka. So we'll be joined at 8:30 by noted person Lawrence Savant, a good friend of mine who watches this kind of stuff, and of course for the real content of Super Hyperlocal Sunday, your weekly look at everything that happened in the Southland for the 19 million people south of Santa Barbara. So that you can win your Monday. And how much time did you spend in Reno, Joey Murata?
I was there for 1 year.
And okay, so remember, I actually was there longer than you.
How long were you there?
I was there for about 2 years at KRZQ doing the morning show.
You made the 2-year stretch.
Remember, I think Reno has the second best slogan for a town. There's a big downtown Reno. There's a big neon sign that says Reno, the biggest little city in the world. And of course, everyone knows the best slogan for a town is Modesto: water, wealth, contentment, health. Just period, full stop. But I think Los Angeles should be the littlest big city in the world, because you know what? We are just a archipelago of neighborhoods, from your El Monte to your Whittier to your Burbank, and this is. And by the way, I'm not gonna point fingers, but every once in a while, I have a stand-up triple, and I will give it to someone on the air on KFI. I'm not going to say who I texted this to, but the story came out on Thursday that was it January that was the coldest month in Burbank history? Or did they say so far February is the coldest month in Burbank history? I forgot, but whatever it was, Monica, I'm not going to say who the anchor was who was doing the news, because that might identify the show. But I texted a person, an on-air host here at KFI, and I said, so it's no longer Burbank, it's now BRRRRRRR Bank. And then I said, say it, exclamation point. And the on-air host did not ever use it. So I guess it's up to me. So for February, this isn't Burbank, it's Burbank. Thank you. There you go. It is Burbank. Nothing happens until the cup stacker anoints it. So, and I think she'll be standing by for whoever the best picture is. So, since that's happening live, we'll cover it live. Spike Lee gave a little confused acceptance speech for best adapted screenplay. There were 4 people adapted the screenplay for Black Klansman. 3 of them stood in the background holding their Oscars as Spike Lee had pretty much held an open mic and poetry slam. So I'll play it for you a little later on. Was it his first Oscar ever? I guess that's why it was significant, and which I am surprised. I mean, I do agree. You know, he should have won one for several things in the past. I haven't heard anything bad about Black Klansman, and I think I might watch it tonight when I get home. I've heard nothing bad about it. In fact, as time goes on, I think it got kind of lukewarm reviews when it first came out, like it could have been better or whatever. But between Black Klansman and Black Panther, just seeing the trailers, Black Klansman interests me a lot more. So and it's a true story, and it's a phenomenal story. I read up on it, so I do want to watch it. But he gave kind of a weird acceptance speech. So it is one of the nominees for Best Picture. Then Cold War, which is a Netflix movie. It's pretty amazing that Netflix has 2 movies nominated for Best Picture. The Favorite's another one. Roma is the other Netflix movie that confuses the living caca out of me. And then Vice, which I've heard is not actual history. It's just complete crap. So, hey, can we bring that up? The engineer of this locomotive is Josh Saylor. And Roma. He didn't do Gravity. I forgot who did that was Gravity? And which won Best Picture? Which was kind of and Birdman, which I didn't, and you know what? I thought that was a good movie until the last 10 minutes. So I would recommend people to watch the running time on Birdman with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is a terrific actor, but when he did Birdman, I liked that up until the last 10 minutes. So stop it. It was. So here's Alfonso Cuarón's acceptance speech for Roma. He needs some excuses because Roma sucked. He already won for Best Foreign Language Film. But should you do that for Spanish? I heard he doesn't really speak Spanish. Yeah, right. Netflix. All right. He's thanking everybody. But yeah, he already won for Gravity a couple of years ago. Then Birdman. But here's the thing: he won for Best Foreign Language Film. And I mean, I would make the case that in America in 2019, if you make a movie in Spanish, you're not a foreign language film. It's the second national language of the United States. Well, actually, I shouldn't say national language. It's a de facto national language. But so he went for Roma, and I think I'm on record. Did I talk about Roma last week or whatever? I was, it's in the theater, so it would be eligible, just like Cold War. Cold War interests me. I haven't hit play on Netflix on that thing. Roma, I just heard the crap out of it. Oh, you've got to see Roma. It's just so good. And I kind of did a meh. I said, well, you know what? Maybe they should make a better trailer for it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. So can they punch it up a bit? Is there some? I mean, if the trailer is supposed to tease me into that movie, I got to tell you, I mean, that thing could put NyQuil to sleep. Or I should know it's the other way around. That trailer could put cocaine to sleep. And so I bet about a week ago, I'm fresh out of what was I binging? I'm Sorry on True TV, the funniest show ever put on TV. I'm Sorry, Andrea Savage, hilarious show. I've watched them all. True TV even puts the unbeeped ones out. Watched them all, so I went, all right, I'll watch Roma because everyone says I have to, and it's nominated for Best Picture. Me and a field full of crickets sat there watching it, and everyone says, oh, it's brilliant filmmaking. You have to give it some time. So, okay, I'm 15 minutes into it. And I'm like, okay, I'm yelling at the TV, start. You may start with a movie. The story. Start the story. Story coming. 20 minutes into it. I'm not seeing a story here. And call me a bluff old traditionalist, but in movies, S should happen. I mean, at some point, some S should happen. This, I will watch subtitled Ingmar Bergman films with Max von Sydow playing chess on a beach with death. I'll do that because it's brilliant filmmaking. This, beautifully filmed. There's no question. Alfonso Cuarón, this guy, he won for didn't he win for best cinematography? He shot it. It looked great. It looked terrific. But he shot it like his own personal memory and home movie, which it is. It's an autobiographical film. Well, you know what, Alfonso? You don't have to make it in real time. Give us the highlights for God's sake. Oh, just give me the, and I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm watching. And look, the family is setting the table, and then the central character, their maid, who is a non-Spanish descendant. She's an Indian, a Mesoamerican, and she speaks a different language. The movie has subtitles for the Spanish, so she comes in, she sets the table, and she puts the food out. Oh, look, now she's putting the plates down. Oh, here comes the silverware. Dad's coming home from work. He parks his big American car in a closed garage. Now he backs up. He hits the mirror on the wall. He goes forward. He gets out of the car. He comes in. Oh, look, the table's set. Oh, here's the food. And I'm giving you the highlights. And there's so much mood in the movie. It's like, I get it. It's Mexico in 1970. There's music playing in the background. There's a dog barking. I don't need all the, it just, and then when I told the person who recommended the movie to me, I said, you know what? I got to like minute 24, and I just realized that someday I'm going to die 24 minutes short of what I wanted to do. Like I'm going to be running to the lottery office to cash my ticket. I'll die 24 minutes before I get there because of Alfonso Cuarón. And they said, oh no, that's when the movie gets good. Well, then start the movie there. Do what Marvel does and give me a montage. Give me a cartoon montage of setting the table and Dad coming home in the big American car. Start the movie when the movie starts. I don't assume that we're all out there buying popcorn for 24 minutes. And some of us are actually in the seat. And so it won Best Picture. And I got to say, I haven't seen a Best Picture that I can't unrecommend more. Unless, of course, First Man had won. It wasn't even nominated, thankfully. But so anyway, the one Black Clan, out of all this, as the dust settles on the Oscars and 2018 in films, I haven't seen A Star Is Born. Why haven't I seen A Star Is Born? Because I've seen the 3 previous versions. Brad Cooper dies at the end. He hangs himself because in all the 3 previous versions, the older male star who discovers the female dies. What? Then what was Alfonso Cuarón up there for? For Best Director? Oh, Green Book won Best. Okay, I take it all back. Roma's brilliant. It was directed. It was phenomenally. Cinematography was phenomenal. Just turn the sound down and hit fast forward on it, and you'll see it in 30 minutes. I guess. And so he was best director. And like I say, as far as, the director's job is to set the tone and the mood, and he did the shooting and the directing, and he did. He made a boring ass movie. I love Gravity because at one point you saw Sandra Bullock wearing bike shorts for 30 seconds, and that made the entire, boy, let me tell you what defied Gravity at that moment, if you knew what I'm saying. So anyway, for Roma, yeah, it's brilliantly shot, wonderfully directed, but stream it on Netflix, but make sure you hit fast forward twice. So it goes forward at 4 times speed, and then you'll see it in about 3 minutes, I think. So anyway, Green Book, isn't that a male driving Miss Daisy? I mean, it's a white, it's a total flip around. It's a white guy driving a black man, and I don't really know where it can go that driving Miss Daisy didn't go, except that it's a true story. Apparently Green Book is a true story, so I don't know. 2 police horses from Santa Ana PD were assaulted by a-holes. Attacks on animals all over the Southland when we come back. A hunting bow versus a cat in Oxnard. Human fists versus horses in Santa Ana. All of it happening in your Southland here in Los Angeles, the littlest big city in the world. Right after this, Super Hyper Local Sunday, Brian Suits back. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. Michael Chappé with the news.
Two-day operation started Friday and ended yesterday along the Holt corridor. The Major Crimes Task Force says they arrested 16 prostitutes and 3 guys.
Oh, is my daughter watching the show again? Yeah. Hi, sweetie. My daughter's streaming.
Okay.
Hey, go to bed. Tomorrow's a science fair.
President Trump says he will extend the deadline to escalate tariffs on Chinese imports. Trump says there has been substantial progress in weekend talks between the 2 countries.
You know what lives up to the billing? The sun. You know who helps it live up to the billing? You know who's the director and the best picture there? That'd be Solar Max. Brian's good here for Solar Max. Stretching my metaphors. The days of the government and power utilities teaming up to give you 35% savings on solar panels are way over. Way. SolarMax Technology is picking up where they left off. SolarMax is so committed to putting panels on your crib, to making it affordable. They're making up for the lost incentives with their own Solar for All rebate through the end of the month, February 28th. SolarMax's Solar for All rebate is giving ye your last chance to save up to 35% on solar panels. SolarMax can match those expired incentives because they're the only solar company doing their own financing in-house. Mort doesn't call Florida. Mort just walks down the hall and he says, "Hi, financing department." Then he walks a little bit further down the hall and he goes, "Hi, roofers. Hi, certified legit roofers." And he walks a little bit further and he says, "Hi, gigantic factory where we actually make the panels here in America." Yes, they do everything themselves. Installation, design, panel assembly. Oh, by the way, they stand in the annoying county lines and they get all the permitting for you. SolarMax is the only place you'll get the Solar for All rebate. This is your last chance to get historic solar savings up to 35% off. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone. Better yet, read it on your own time. Visit solarmaxtech.com for the details, for a tour of the factory, everything. Spell it out, run the numbers, do the math. Visit solarmaxtech.com. Subject to credit approval, CSLB number 9724048.
Could be cloudy, late night lows in the 40s. Partly tomorrow, highs in the 60s. Got a crash in Gardena. This is on the 110.
On the southbound side, after El Segundo Boulevard, a crash and car fire in the middle lanes. You're looking at a very heavy drive from Imperial Highway. In West at
False alarm on Roma.
approaching. Santa Clarita looking at a stall 5 south at Magic Mountain Parkway. Taking away
And Magic Martin.
Slowing you up from Rye Canyon. This report is sponsored by Unbound.
Well, it's not a real high and tight because I have a, you see, I've got a part.
People across the world facing a tough choice. Continue
Because I'm on Kennedy on Wednesday, and
family put food on the table.
Kennedy complimented it last week.
Future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
HelloFresh is all about high-end gourmet meals that you prepare at home, and it's under $10 a serving. HelloFresh takes the guesswork out of cooking, offering a wide-ranging menu with meals like balsamic fig chicken, lobster ravioli and shrimp, even vegetarian options like chickpea tinga tacos. And they deliver it all to your doorstep, pre-measured, so all you have to do is follow the recipe. It couldn't be easier, and it's actually fun to cook. My daughter's a foodie, and we love doing this together. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. It typically takes 20 to 40 minutes to prepare a legitimately high-end meal. I pay north of $40 per head for meals like this in gourmet restaurants. And remember, this is under $10 per serving. Are very generous. For $20 off your first 3 boxes, visit HelloFresh.com/handle. That's HelloFresh.com/handle. A total of $60 off. Visit HelloFresh.com/handle.
Hey, my name is Tina, and I want to share a recent experience with you. Let's talk male performance in the bedroom. Okay, so I've been with this guy for years, and he's been fantastic in almost everything he does, with the exception of our life in the bedroom. Not long ago, he shocked me with more strength and passion than he's had in years.
Not long ago, he shocked me.
It was so exciting, and today his performance is better than ever. I asked him what has gotten into you.
What happens if you like that super hyper local Sunday tweet right there? It just came up at the top of your feed? Because I deleted it. I just want to see like if it lets you do anything to it.
No, I'm a huge fan of Noxitril. Hey, if you want to
What do you mean? I don't see one.
Right there.
So do yourself a favor and call now.
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's yours. That's
yeah.
yours. Okay, great. All right, cool.
Call 1-800-993-2480. That's 800-993-2480. Free bottles for limited time, so call now. 800-993-2480. That's 800-993-2480.
Contractor license 1047-781.
Don Cool was standing in line at a convenience store when he saw an elderly man fumbling in his wallet and digging through his pockets. Embarrassed, he decided to
A guy here in Burbank. Did you see the 3 couches that he nominated?
A young man holding 2 six-packs
No.
of Bud Light reached down and scooped a $5 bill off the floor. He told the old man he saw it fall.
You know what I had been doing was posting the finalists to our page.
That's when Don
Like I was going around gathering all the votes,
Yeah.
but maybe that's just too much unnecessary work. Like we can just count the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
because I know he cares about people and I know he has character. If you You know, air conditioning,
1 minute.
When is that live also?
We see that everywhere
working
today.
at him. Put the pedal to the
I have to look. Hold on.
Okay, well, anyway.
There's nothing better, but it's hard to spell.
Not this hour. Next hour.
And Lauren is calling us.
I'll give her the hotline.
Okay. And then our guest is going to call the hotline.
List price, dealer price,
All right.
true price.
What time?
Car makes all that
8:30 next segment.
All right.
price you'll pay for the car you want, including fees and accessories. It also shows you what others paid for you want. Buy a new or used car. Visit TrueCar.com for a more confident car buying experience.
Was there a festival in Santa Ana or something?
Did that fight win the brawl or whatever?
Yeah.
In the air. KFI in the sky. On the ground.
The amount of the Small Business Administration. People are still streaming into their offices in Westlake Village for help.
In your neighborhood.
What was your source on that story?
Oh, I don't have a bumper. That's my bad. Because Josh told me I had 1 minute to get a bumper. Here's a bumper. And it's a Hollywood bumper. Entirely appropriate. I was going to play some obscure drivel from the 60s. It is KFI M640 More Stimulating Talk. Super Hyperlocal Sunday. Super Hyperlocal Sunday in the littlest big city in the world. That's going to catch on. Oh, so I was commenting about something no one knows what I'm talking about. Right, so I missed getting the bumper ready, and so there was about 5 seconds of dead air. Josh saved my bacon, which is ironic. And so then I commented on it, and we dumped the dead air, so you didn't hear it, so we don't know what I'm talking about. Well, let's start with the bad news first. Man arrested on suspicion of killing cat with hunting bow in Oxnard. A man was arrested Friday on suspicion of killing a cat with a hunting bow. Around 3 p.m., Oxnard Police Department officers got a call reporting a possible animal cruelty incident. On the okay, there, you undid your good work. Playing the torture cat drop. Around 3 p.m., possible animal cruelty incident on the 1000 block of Yarnell Place. It took place a few days before February 18th. Officers reviewed a survey. And by the way, it used to be that you can't get away with anything downtown or in a store, or the only place in the store where there's no cameras is the bat room. And then it's, downtown LA, there's cameras everywhere, the whole thing. Now everybody's doorbell's a camera. And so officers reviewed surveillance cameras in the area and identified 37-year-old Eric Danielson of Ventura and another man using a compound hunting bow in an alley between two commercial buildings. In the surveillance video, Danielson appears to release an arrow or as they say, loose an arrow, and then the two men walk out of frame. They then reappear with Danielson holding a dead cat that he then throws into a nearby dumpster, according to police. I don't know if it was someone's cat or if it was feral or whatever. Danielson admitted that he had shot and killed the animal. Oxnard police said in a news release the suspect told police he tracked the cat but didn't mean to shoot it. Only he shot it perfectly and lethally with a compound bow, which is not easy. Danielson was booked on felony animal cruelty charges, released on $10,000 bond. Meanwhile, not last night, early this morning, 2 a.m., Santa Ana, where we lay our scene. While our horse Canella was busy sleeping, standing up on all 4 feet, safely in her barn, the police horses of Santa Ana were busy doing crowd control, minding their own business. 2 in particular, both females, Chex and Willa, appear, and they're in undated photos provided by the Santa Ana PD, were part of the effort because a large fight broke out in Santa Ana early Sunday morning. I think there's some festival, some food thing going on there. 200 people spilling into the streets at closing time. 1 person taken into custody on suspicion of striking a police horse named Chex, according to police. It is unclear if Chex was punched or slapped, but Chex was unfazed, said a Santa Ana spokesman. The suspect was booked on suspicion of committing an unlawful act against a police animal. Another horse named Willa was also assaulted. No further details. Santa Ana Police Department Corporal Anthony Bertagna said. Neither horse was injured, and they were back on duty. Chaos escalated around 2 a.m. in the area of 3rd Street and North Broadway when the fight erupted, prompting patrol to call for backup. So the horses were already deployed. because they knew there was going to be a crowd. And then some a-hole one a-hole assaulted Willa, another a-hole assaulted Chex, and that's on video. That'll go great in front of a jury. You should plea that out. Does everybody know why horses are such perfect crowd control animals for police? Does anyone know the reason? You can check in with no if you don't. I'll just tell you. Horses are immune to tear gas.
No.
Farilla.
Wow.
Farilla Magilla.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy, but they're not. They're immune to tear gas. And so when Johnny Law, when Honky McGill deploys the tear gas for crowd control, the horses are like, this is nothing. I poop on you. This is how about that for an offensive smell, huh? And also because horses can be trained as cops are standing up. First of all, they're really intimidating. You can ask the Aztecs. And secondly, when they nudge you, and they can nudge you, they will throw you 10 feet. I know that our horse, my daughter witnessed this on Friday. Our horse accidentally ran me down on Friday. She just decided to take off at a wild sprint, and she barely nudged me. And she knocked me 5 feet forward. And at that point, I said, I believe in horses for crowd control. But wow, it really takes and I've been on the edge with our horse from time to time because they're alternately stupid and brilliant. They play stupid, but they're actually really smart. But the idea of striking a horse, first of all, you're going to break your hand before you hurt the horse by punching. That was only in Blazing Saddles when Alex Karras Mongo knocks out the horse. Turns out that was a stun horse, and it was actually just pulled down. You will break your hand before that horse even knows you punched it in the nose or side of the head. So you're just being really stupid, and you're lucky I'm not on that jury. All right, we'll be back right after this Super Hyper Local Sunday. Our local observer of celebrity sort of things, Lauren Savon, will check in and give us her impressions of the Oscars, and then we shall wash our hands of this. And I'll play you, in my book, the dumbest thing said all night in only 28 seconds. I'll play that for you when we come back. It is Super Hyper Local Sunday here in the littlest big city in the world, Los Angeles. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. Michael Chapay with the news.
A TV news crew has been robbed of a camera and tripod by a shooter that this happened as the crew was covering the Oakland teacher strike while doing interviews.
That's Chex and that's Willa. Here's a way. Oh, there. I can do that.
The Academy Award for Best Film and also Best Supporting Actor honors for Mahershala Ali. A man on a bicycle has been killed in South LA.
Oh, actually, I need to stop the stream for a minute and text Lauren Savon and get her on.
Just at Gramercy, when he was struck by a vehicle.
That was weird. SoCal 1 KFI turning cloudy late night lows will drop the
Okay, we're back. Are we back? We're back.
All the way to near 70, and then cloudy slightly cool for Wednesday. When a chance of showers will kick in, it'll be with us off and on next Saturday. We leave live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Climacophobia, the fear.
I know. I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could hold on streaming. Oh, okay.
But last time I tried giving out the 800, it didn't work. But hopefully it's on there.
Like walking up the stairs. More reasons to trust the #1 hospital in LA for joint replacements. Call 1-800-CEDARS-1 or visit our website.
Rescue Rooter quiz time. Okay, these are the things you can put down in garbage disposal. Onion skins, oats, asparagus, and the answer, none of them. Trust me, I've tried. And forget that liquid drain cleaner, it doesn't work. If your drain's slow, you want Rescue Rooter's 69 cleaning special right away. Rescue routers available 24/7 and respond in 60 minutes or
What is that? What's the Public Enemy song? Burn Hollywood Burn.
pound 250 and say rescue.
1 minute.
Rooter.com.
You want me to get a bumper?
No, I'm getting Burn Hollywood Burn.
Got a minute.
Hey, do you want to give me her phone number in case she doesn't call, and I can call her?
Wide-ranging menu with meals like while stock your first 3 boxes. Visit HelloFresh.com. That's HelloFresh.com/handle. $60 off. Visit HelloFresh.com/handle.
They're trying to get this out of the carpool lane and over to the right shoulder on the ground.
Police say the ex-teacher ran into a couple of teens at a parking lot in Garden Grove. In your neighborhood. In Santa Ana, Corbin Carson Camp, I need.
Live, local.
KFI, an iHeartRadio station.
Hollywood burn, I smell the rise going on. First the guilty, now yeah, I'll check out a movie, but it'll take a black one to move me. Get me the hell away from this TV. All this news and views are beneath me. So all I hear about is picking out about gangs putting each other's hand out. So I'd rather kick some slang out.
Burn Hollywood Burn.
Hang out, Hollywood, and would they not make
You know what Kevin Hart was doing tonight? I tweeted that out. He was at a boxing gym. Evidently, our knower of all things Hollywood, and honestly, just really only one step more interested slightly than me. Lawrence Savon, a person of note, a lovely person of note. Thanks for joining us. I didn't even ask. I should have texted this earlier. Did you actually watch the Oscars? Oh, yeah. Well, you might have decided you were doing me a big favor or something. So, I actually, through the miracle of YouTube TV, which props right in front of my speedometer, I watched the first 45 minutes, driving in. Then I got food. I got to say, my impression of the cold start with Queen, I liked it better than some lame comedy. And then it just launched right into here's an award, here's an award, here's an award, and I don't know. But overall, because then I'm doing show prep. Overall, it hit just slightly over 3 hours. What was your impression?
And I think that there's something about having a host that makes it feel a little, less segmented. It just transitions from different categories. Usually something a host typically does. And whether or not the comedy is great, and it kind of at least gives the show a vibe.
Well, and that's the thing. It either soars or it sinks, and that's why I remember those Billy Crystal years. I can't think of a bad moment, dull moment with him hosting. Steve Martin was genius. I like Chris Rock. He was. I like if you have a good comic who doesn't need a team of writers, giving. So, but if you can't get that, I didn't mind it tonight. They should have just had people come up alphabetically. And sorry, you weren't nominated for it. Sorry, move along. There was. And they were funny. If I can find that, I'll play. They basically did pickup lines based on movie titles or references to movies, and it was funny. And what was ironic was they were objectifying men, and there was not one murmur in the audience. Did you realize that? Yeah, I mean, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I think that kind of comedy is dangerous, and therefore it's hilarious. But I was surprised that no one said, "How's that any different?"
Commercials on TV that the rest of us don't, but they have a humor.
it's an ABC show that I guess we got a sneak peek or whatever, and he's in the FBI, she's in the CIA. Together they make Fabricia or whatever. Good looking white people though. But on the other hand, 2018 saw the rise of the salt and pepper couple, depicted in from Insurance to Humira to Kia Sorrento. The salt and pepper couple, the multiracial couple marriage is the new hotness in commercials, and so that's, if you're not seeing it on the little screen or the big screen, you're seeing it in pharmaceuticals. The Netflix movies, I want to see Cold War. I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen Roma? And thank you. Yeah, you know what? Let me get Cup Stacker for that one. That one, I needed this cup stacking 11-year-old behind me. For that, I gave up after 30 minutes. I mean, honestly, at some point in a movie, I want a movie to happen. And it was. I told people if they're going to stream it, hit fast forward twice, and you can see the same movie in about 12 minutes. Same shots, same cinematography, and if you're really good at reading subtitles. And have you seen that? And is it a male? Is there anything in that movie that I didn't get out of Driving Miss Daisy? I haven't even seen it, but Black Klansman looks great. And I just saw that last week. I loved it, but I'm a history dork. I could do without all the fisheye lens shooting. Just give me a shot. Didn't like that. Here's an acceptance speech. I'm not quite sure what the category was, but best live action short. Okay, now this guy just emigrated from Israel 4 years ago. And I don't know, just me here, but he seems to lack perspective in regards to the Holocaust versus 2018 and 19. So anyway, here is Guy Nativ and his acceptance speech for best live action short called Skin.
Oh my God! I moved here 5 years ago from Israel. Laila Tov Israel, hi. And my grandparents are Holocaust survivors, and the bigotry that they experienced in the Holocaust, we see that everywhere today, in America, in Europe.
Okay, I don't know if you could hear what he said, but he said my parents are Holocaust survivors. The bigotry that they experienced in the Holocaust, we see that everywhere today in America and in Europe. Huh? Is he missing a bit of perspective here? When was Kristall knocked 2.0? Yeah, something beyond lining people up, putting them in boxcars, tattooing them, and then gassing them is slightly beyond having to sit in the back of the bus. In fact, it's several steps beyond that, I'm going to go ahead and say. Yeah. Anyway, so he wins more speech. All right, so you've seen. It sounds to me like you've definitely seen more of the nominated movies than I have. Like I say, from what I've seen, I loved The Favorite, and even rewatched part of it the next day. That was my best picture. What's yours?
But again,
But isn't the rub on Glenn Close that besides what's the movie where she's crazy and she's stalking Michael Douglas?
Fatal
Attraction. Besides that, isn't she the same person in every movie since The Big Chill? She's the Samuel L. Jackson of female actresses. Is that a nice way to say she's the same person in every movie? Yeah, I pick and choose my roles. You know, I passed on Gladiator because I'm not convincing as a lead as a gladiator in second century Rome. But I said yes to Big Chill. So, well, so. Yeah, believe me, no one's gonna get trampled in the rush for me to go see that. All right, well, oh yeah, you know what? I just saw that last week. Okay, you know what? I think Bohemian Rhapsody. If you're a rock fan, a music fan, if you grew up with Queen or you discovered them later on, I think it's great. Except the problem is if you actually followed them in the '80s, if you know the timeline of when a certain song was recorded and when he died and when Live Aid was. That movie's all over the place. And basically it's a big costume job. And he does a great, he looks like Freddie Mercury. And then whoever does the singing sounds like Freddie Mercury. But I'll say it, Rami Malek, his English accent sucks. It sucks. I do East London. I do posh. I do Manchester. I do Liverpool. I do 4 different English accents, and more than yeah. His English accent. He just had one to do, and it spewed. It sucked. And the problem is, everyone knows what Freddie Mercury sounded like. Yeah, Brits are so much better at doing American. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your impressions. What was your drink of choice? Did you have a drink of choice? Oh, okay. Good call. Good call. All right. Well, as usual, say hi to Red Scare, and thanks for joining us with your big time silver screen impressions. All right. Thank you very much. There she goes, Lauren Savon, a person who watches stuff and reports to it here on Super Hyper Local Sunday. Back right after this. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. Michael Chappé with the news. Should have given her more directed stuff to report on.
Too free.
Yeah, we were kind of relying on being funny. We're great drinking buddies, but her boyfriend is in the show that's taking over for Game of Thrones is The Watchmen on HBO. And her boyfriend is Red Scare.
Really?
Yeah. And it doesn't have anything to do with the movie. Which, ever seen the movie The Watchmen? I fucking love that. So I have the director's cut. I've got the 4-hour. The guy who directed 300 and all that. He did the Watchmen movie, which I think is great. Great.
Adjust your air conditioner and bring it back to factory specs before the season gets started.
Rejuvenation.
That's it.
Rejuvenation will reduce breakdowns and make air conditioners last longer.
Rejuvenation. And we're going to clean the coils the right way, not the easy way.
It makes a huge difference when the coils have been cleaned correctly.
Rejuvenation.
lows in the 40s, tonight some clouds. Tomorrow, highs low to upper 60s. Crash right now at Gardena on the 110.
This is on the 110 south after El Segundo. A crash and car fire taking away the middle lanes, backing up pretty solid from the Glendale. A crash on the 134 west at Glendale Avenue. That's taking away your right lane, stopped up from the 2. Good news in East LA. This is on the 5 north at Olympic. An earlier crash has cleared, but you're looking at residual traffic from the 710. This report is sponsored by the Chrome to Colitis Foundation. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. Come check you out for
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America invites you to take steps for cures at a walk event near you. Support the 1.6 million Americans living with these diseases. Get started at cctakesteps.org.
Save up to 80% by buying Factory Direct, the jewelry exchange manufactures and imports diamonds for life.
I actually did. My daughter and I started watching the Oscar pre-show at 10 a.m.
It's like fashion rivals or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, my daughter said, "Well, you must be the only straight person, the only straight man watching this at 10 a.m." And I said, "Guilty." I
Oh, I woke up just for this.
He was good. I like him. He was good in Traffic. You should do more stuff.
Yeah, I rarely hear his name.
714-542-9000, or jewelryexchange.com.
Yes, hello, I'm Ray. That was messy flay. I was baking for my French dessert club, and I need a kitchen with real counter space. That's why I'm using the US bank.
Josh, you know what time we're gonna come back?
Just like my hopes for this apartment. Anyway, the loan portal makes the little
5354.
Thanks. I'm the home that fits my life.
Go to usbank.com to learn more. US Bank, the power of possible.
I'm going to play that Di-Fi
Oh, cool, yeah.
thing.
Who fucking sent those kids?
I hate that. You know, trotting kids out.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about True Price from True Car. It's simple and straightforward. Know exactly what you'll pay for the car you want. And True Price also shows you what you
vote yes on the green new deal.
so you're ready to buy a new or
Yes on the green new deal.
or download the app for a more confident car buying experience.
Even that older lady too, the like 16-year-old, she was like clearly reciting shit.
Yeah.
You know, party line, I guess. But.
Hey, you reached Greg's cell phone. Right now, obviously. Leave a message and maybe I'll get back to you.
Or something a little more buttoned up, courtesy of Grasshopper.
Thanks for calling Green Landscaping. To make an appointment, dial 1. For billing, dial 2. To speak with Greg Smith, dial
There's no contest. Put your best voice forward with Grasshopper, the virtual phone system for small business. Try it free at grasshopper.com.
One eye the cold sore?
30.
Purpose and L to treat your cold sore. And it's enriched with lysine, vitamins, and lemon balm for protects against the flare-up. Purpose and L protects against
All right, I'm done. I am cued.
Awesome. Computer's up. Stand by.
treats and protects.
Works for me.
Me too. Purpose and L works when you have a cold sore. Works when you don't. Use the direct.
So my lovely wife is going to Europe. She's going to take my daughter. They're going to go to Paris and then rent a car and then drive down to Marseille. I told her, rent a Prius. Because otherwise, $6 a gallon. Try figuring that one out at a 15-gallon tank.
Bill Handle.
Yeah.
Mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 more stimulating talk. It is super hyper local Sunday. Brian Suits wrapping up everything that you need to know to win your Monday that happened here in the Southland. Violence, a lot of shootings. 5 in the LBC, and it's been a long time. We'll get to that. And I'm talking beyond punching the horses in Santa Ana. Those scofflaws are going to be dealt with, but drive-bys, even a motorcycle gang The Mongols rearing their ugly head. We'll get to the mayhem on the streets. Hashtag have you seen a free couch is in effect. And there's one guy who's just showing us his entire hand. He's got 3 free couches in Burbank alone. And he is just absolutely salting the tip jar on this one. But go to hashtag have you seen a free couch on Twitter. All right, so Di-Fi is getting mixed reaction over the weekend from her response to an office full of kids preaching about global warming and the Green New Deal. AOC's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's bit of puffery to make a splash as a freshman congressperson. And this is the thing that initially called for an end of airplanes in 12 years and that we would take trains to Hawaii and all this other crap, and that unicorns would dig a tunnel to Hilo, and then we would just take Amtrak. But anyway, oh yeah, absolutely. So a bunch of adults manipulated their kids and other people's kids into making posters, and they're going to go and they're going to agitate for the Green New Deal. And so they get in front of Di-Fi, and I, for one, I don't have a lot of use for Di-Fi, but this is how you treat people who hide behind kids. So now they're in Di-Fi's office. She's dropped whatever she's doing, chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, the House Intelligence Committee. She comes out and she's humoring these kids, and they make their little request, and then they get to be pushy little a-holes.
We have our
Some scientists have said that we have 12 years to turn this around.
Well, it's not going to get turned around in 10 years. What we can do
Senator, if
is
this
put
doesn't get turned around
ourselves.
in 10 years, you're looking at the faces of the people who are going to be living with these consequences.
The government is
And
pulling people, inviting people in, all
You know
for the
what's interesting about this group is I've been doing this for 30 years. I know what I'm doing. You come in here and you say it has to be my way or the.
Yeah. Google it, plurality. Wah, wah, wah. For the win. Di-Fi. Little 16-year-old saying, but you work for us. Okay, true. We're the people who voted you in, and Di-Fi nails her.
I can literally hear the adult whispering like into these people's.
I know, and all these people are like, you get off my lawn. Di-Fi says to these kids, no, this is how you treat zealots. That's what these kids are. Well, she can't say she can't say her R's. That's the way. I mean, literally, that's what it is. This is. I'll play her again. She's not British. She's just from the Bay Area. When the sea webbles wise, San Francisco is, I'm going to drown. No, I'm sorry. I take that back immediately. It was wrong. It's a horrible joke to make. I hate myself. I will punch myself during the commercial break. I'm on YouTube. I'll punch myself. Go to unsheepyourself.com, and I will literally punch myself for making that joke about the girl who can't say her R's. But and what she's saying is this is not how you do government. This is how you did it in Juan Perón's Argentina. This is not how this works. You don't rush in here and start bum rushing the 30-year veteran senator. So she's right. This is how you treat people doing this, especially the loathsome act of hiding behind your kids whenever there's a mass shooting or your Tesla burns at a red light or whatever. Don't hide behind your kids. All right. I will punch myself on YouTube during the commercial break. Go to unsheepyourself.com. Back. Hour number 2, the Mayhem Hour on Super Hyper Local Sunday. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk. There.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Ah. Oh, it's just out of camera view. I can't. Oh, I'm going to hit myself in the balls. Ow! Ouch. Why would I do that? I'm sorry for making fun of that girl. Not good enough. Oh, ouch. I believe I've learned my lesson.
Kind of an homage to Bohemian Rhapsody, the film. It ended with Green Book winning the Oscar for Best Picture. The film's
Okay, did we get library time already?
9:15, right?
Yeah, 9:15.
All right, cool.
If Beale Street Could Talk, Alfonso Cuarón has been named Best Director for Roma, and Spike Lee picked up his first Oscar for Black Klansman, Best Adaptation of a Screenplay. California Democratic Representative Adam Schiff says that he will subpoena.
Is there a ballpoint over there somewhere?
In the end, I think the department understands they're going to have to make this public.
I thought there was an assload in there.
I'm going to grab a box.
Exonerating himself of the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election, and he should welcome the publication of the report. Connecticut Democratic Representative Jim Pine says America needs closure and the Mueller report.
Thank you.
The question of the Russian interference and the possibility of collusion by the president and his people has twisted our politics into something unrecognizable for the last 2 years.
6 Democratic House Committee chairpeople sent a letter to Attorney General William Barr urging him to release the report when it's finished. Time says that his committee would not begin impeachment talks until after the report's released. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the United States is laying out an alternative if North Korea doesn't give up its nukes.
There'll be real opportunities. The countries from around the world will come, make his economy one that looks more like South Korea's economy than the one that exists in North Korea today.
Pompeo said U.S. officials have made it very clear to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un about not ending the country's nuclear weapons program. A woman has been killed in a tornado. This in Mississippi. It hit yesterday. The woman was crushed when a building collapsed on her. 3 other people were hurt.
I look outside and full of pepper, full of wood. You cannot see across. It's rain and everything.
Adele Musa is the owner of the business located near where the tornado touched down and took out a commercial district in Columbus, Mississippi. The emergency responders worked to remove the debris and search damaged buildings for possible victims today. Got a crash in Gardena on the 110.
This is on the 110 South after El Segundo Boulevard. A crash and car fire continuing to take up the middle lanes. You're looking at a very heavy drive from Imperial Highway. If you get caught up in this or see something else, give us a call on the Route Saving Time traffic line, 888-500-5003. Glendale 134 West at Glendale Avenue, an accident in the right lane. Load me up from the 2. Downtown LA, stall on the 10 West at the 110. This is taking up the center lane. In this area, 15 South of Ventura Road, stalled semi taking away the 2 right lane stop. They go from the 395.
Did you still want to bypass Kevin?
Let's get to their faster.
Yeah, I think.
This is not a whole lot.
Yeah, that's. Well, we did a long break on the phone already. I can't get to him though because I'm.
So Kevin Hart drops out of the Oscars hosting gig because of some ancient tweets. Doesn't Jussie Smollett kind of balance that out a little bit?
That's where that's poetic justice. If I wanted to hear what Kevin Hart had to say about that.
Yeah, but we're so totally screwed up in this society. We can't.
Yeah.
Southland weather from KFI is going to be cloudy.
Stand by, your computer's up.
the overnight hours, and then by afternoon, some clearing highs in the 60s, mid and upper 60s tomorrow for the valleys in the IE, and partly to mostly cloudy and about as warm for Tuesday. A little bit cooler with some more clouds Wednesday. That's when a chance of rain is going to kick in Wednesday night, and it'll stick around into next Saturday off and on. Right now it's 56 degrees in Brea, 54 in Lake, 54 in Burbank, and 55 degrees in Marina Del Rey. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Michael Shls.
Super for Local Sunday.
People stabbing. It looks like we're coming to a stop out here. The door is open. This guy is getting out of the vehicle. What? Oh, he's got a gun. He has got a gun. Yeah, this is not going to end very well.
I don't support her. I'm just saying that she nailed it. She covered that situation correctly. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. It is super hyper local Sunday hour number 2. Your full accounting of everything that happened, all the chaos, mayhem, and murder in the Southland over the weekend, so that you can win your Monday. I forgot to play at the end of the now viral video of Senator Dianne Feinstein telling off those kids who came into her office in San Francisco to lecture her about the Green New Deal, is that she looked at her watch and said, "I got to go," and this was her ploy. And the kids just ran away. They left the office.